Hello, friends. Today we are having another episode. The topic is 5G Boon or Bane? I am Dr. Jagajit Singh Virk, MBBS, FCGP, FAMS, PGDGM. What is 5G? 5G is the fifth generation mobile network. It is a new global wireless standard after 1G, 2G, 3G, and 4G networks. 5G enables a new kind of network that is designed to connect virtually everyone and everything together, including machines, objects, and devices. 1G was the first analog mobile signal, and it was sending calls only in the mobile network. Then came the 2G, the text messaging started and introduced. When the 3G came, there was sending of mobile data, and in the 4G, mobile data was focused, and now the 5G has come. This is the advanced stage of all these networks. When the 1G was there, only calls were transmitted. The speed was 2.4 kilobytes per second. When the 2G came, the speed was 64 kilobytes per second. When 3G came, the speed was 2 megabytes per second. When 4G came, the speed was 100 megabytes per second. And now this 5G has come. The speed is more than 1 gigabytes per second. What is 5G? In 2G came in 1991, the texting was introduced. In 3G came in 1998, a SMS texting and internet access was introduced. 4G came in 2008, SMS texting, internet access, and video was introduced. Now 5G came in 2020. Now the SMS is there, texting, internet access is there, ultra high efficiency, 3D videos and smart home, all are introduced in one go. What will 5G do? 5G is the fifth generation. It can provide higher speed, lower latency, and greater capacity than 4G LTE networks. It is one of the fastest, most robust technologies the world has ever seen. That means quicker downloads, much lower lag, and a significant impact on how we live, work, and play. 5G provides faster mobile communications. This is expected to support the increasing number of electronic devices and services, including self-driving cars, virtual reality appliances, telemedicine, remote surveillance, telesurgery. What does 5G mean on Wi-Fi? The fifth generation of cellular networks. What does 5G stand for? 5G is the fifth generation of cellular networks, and it is expected to be one of the fastest wireless technologies ever created. This is not to be confused with the 5G that you may see on your Wi-Fi router, which is referring to 5 gigahertz frequency for your internet network. How will 5G impact our lives? Enter 5G, the technology that will be able to support the remote control of critical services. It will advance autonomous driving, the Internet of Things, personal communications, and the way our businesses work in terms of accessing, storing, sharing, and protecting data. It will impact artificial intelligence and augmented reality. Why is 5G so important? Reasons 5G is important. 5G is not only important because it has the potential to support millions of devices at ultra-fast speeds, but also because it has the potential to transform the lives of people around the world. Improvements in 5G technology can help make life better. What are the disadvantages of 5G? The main disadvantage of 5G is that it has limited global coverage and is available only in specific locations. Only cities can benefit a lot from 5G network, and remote areas may not get the coverage for some years. Moreover, the expenses for setting tower stations are high when compared to other networks. If you are able to use most of your devices near your router, 5 gigahertz is your best choice to take advantage of higher speeds. Similarly, if you are doing a lot of high bandwidth activities online, such as gaming or video conferencing, it is best to use this frequency and move as close as possible to the router. Can 5G penetrate walls? 4G wavelengths have a range of about 10 miles, whereas 5G has a range of just 1,000 feet. Due to this, 5G signals can be blocked by physical barriers like walls and glass. Difficulty moving from outdoor to indoors can result in poor coverage and slower download speeds. 5G's Why will 5G change the world? 5G's 20-fold improvement over 4G speeds opens up many possibilities. But aside from its faster speed, it also allows more users to connect to one tower, avoiding network congestion during conventions and mass gatherings. Furthermore, 5G networks offer improved better latency over the previous generation. Should I use 5G or Wi-Fi? Ideally, the 2.4 gigahertz band should be used to connect devices for low bandwidth activities like browsing the internet. On the other hand, 5 gigahertz is the best option for high bandwidth devices or activities like gaming and streaming HD TV. Why do we have to switch to 5G? Pay attention to it. 5G is important, but you can ignore buying into the hype right now. The 5G service is going to be great. It will give you faster data speeds, which means you will be able to download high resolution movies in just seconds instead of minutes. Higher resonance videos, chats will work everywhere. Is 5G necessary? You just need to get the right one for your career and your needs. There's no downside to getting a phone that happens to have 5G if it is the phone you want for other reasons. In the US, you can't buy a flagship phone without 5G. What is the main difference between 4G and 5G? The biggest difference between 4G and 5G is latency. 5G promises low latency under 5 milliseconds, while 4G latency ranges from 60 milliseconds to 98 milliseconds. In addition, with lower latency comes advancements in other areas, such as faster download speeds, potential download speeds. 4G versus 5G, what's the difference? Latency, 4G 60 to 98 milliseconds, 5G less than 5 milliseconds. Potential download speed 1 gigabyte per second. In 5G, 20 gigabytes per second. Base stand stations, cell towers in 4G, and in 5G, small cells locally. CFPD decoders, 20 megahertz channels in 4G, 100 to 800 megahertz channels in 5G. Goal for cell density, 200 to 400 users per cell in 4G, whereas 100 times greater persons can join in 5G than the 4G. The evolution of mobile networks. When approximate development date in 1990s in 1G, and theoretical download speed was 2 kbps, kilobytes per second, and latency was not available at. When the 2G came, the approximate deployment date was 1990s, and the theoretical download speed was 384 kilobytes per second, and the latency was 629 milliseconds. When the 3G came in 2000, the theoretical down speed was 56 megabytes per second, and the latency was 212 milliseconds. 4G came in 2010s, and the download speed was 1 gigabytes per second, and the latency was 60 to 98 milliseconds. Now you see the 5G came in 2020. It's 20 gigabytes per second is the download speed, and less than 1 millisecond is the latency. Do 4G phones work on 5G? Answer is yes. If you are among the 86% of the population who are concerned that the recent rollouts of 5G networks will make your 4G cell phone obsolete, there is no need to worry. 4G phones still work on a 5G network. They just won't get that coveted 5G speed. Can 5G track you? The security benefits you miss while on a non-standalone 5G network extend beyond stingrays. You are potentially susceptible to tracking, eavesdropping, and so-called downgrade attacks that push target devices onto older, more vulnerable data networks like 3G. What iPhone is 5G? So basically, any iPhone 12 or iPhone 13 model supports 5G. You won't be able to access 5G with any of the previous models. even if you have a network provider that supports 5G. In order to have 5G, you will need an iPhone 12 or iPhone 13 model. Will 5G replace Wi-Fi? Easy answer, no. For the last 10 years, every improvement in carrier wireless technologies was preferred as a potential technology to replace Wi-Fi. And the answer was always the same, not yet. We saw it with mobile WiMAX, 3G and 4G. It will be the same answer for this. Is 5G faster than Wi-Fi? 5G networks will provide 50 times more speed, 10 times less latency, and 1,000 times more capacity than 4G LTE. This means 5G will be able to connect more devices and transmit more data than ever before, delivering fast connectivity and significantly enhanced user experiences. Does 5G interfere with TV reception? The signal from 5G telephone networks and transmitters can interfere with your television reception, causing blurry images, problems with the sound or missing channels. The nearer you live to 5G antenna locations, the more likely you will experience interference with your television. How far can 5G travel? The 2.4 gigahertz band can be stretched further, potentially reaching up to around 46 meters indoors, while the 5 gigahertz band can only reach around half of this distance, but will most likely deliver faster speeds over the shorter signal distance. Which country has 6G networks? On November 6, 2020, China successfully launched an experimental test satellite with candidates for 6G technology into orbit, along with 12 other satellites using a Long March 6 launch vehicle rocket. Health effects of 5G. To date, more than 3,500 physicians across preventive and environmental medicine, toxicology, and other specialties have united against 5G, citing main associated risks of non-ionizing radiations according to peer-reviewed scientific literature, including cancer, cellular stress, genetic damage, reproductive changes and deficits, and neurological disorders. Numerous recent scientific publications have shown that electromagnetic frequencies affects living organisms at levels well below most international and national guidelines. Effects include increased cancer risk, cellular stress, increase in harmful free radicals in the body, genetic damages to the fetuses, structural and functional changes of the reproductive system, learning and memory deficits, neurological disorders, and negative impacts on general well-being in humans. Damage goes well beyond the human race, as there is growing evidence of harmful effects to both plant and animal life on the earth. Thank you very much.